Hi, today I'm going to show how to repair an emx860st power amp and mixer. You can see right here that a bunch of these knobs are broken off. This one's bent over. The knobs themselves are missing. And so I'm just going to show how to pull the potentiometers and replace them. Now, to buy the parts, I bought them directly from Yamaha, and you can see here the knobs. Knobs were about $2 a piece. Some of the pots were a little more expensive. They were about $8 a piece. I ended up buying quite a few of them. So our first step is to remove the outside screws. This one, here, 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 and here. Next, we want to pull our 63 knobs. And I guess personally I would take a picture so you remember the colors. Next, we're going to need a 5/64 Allen wrench. We've got screws here, 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 and then here, and here, and here that we need to pull out. And that's going to separate the circuit board from the front. Alright, so now I've pulled all those screws that I talked about earlier except these three. Now I'm just going to remove the panel board and I'm going to disconnect it. Alright. Okay, so there's 17 of these nuts. We're going to pull all of them. Now we have to pull the screws out of our mic plugs, XLR. So then to finish up this assembly, I'm going to pull the screw right here. Finish up the last of the Allen screws. So now we have our front panel off. We want to flip it over. We want to disconnect these cables. And then remove, I'm just going to squeeze these in a little bit. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to replace this pot, and this pot. So the first thing I've done is to mark it, kind of figure out where they are and mark it with a marker. And then from the service manual, I get the correct part number, which I ordered from Yamaha. And so I'm just going to do this a little bit at a time. And so the first thing I'm going to do is pull the solder from those 3 pots. Alright, there we've got our first 3 out. Double check to make sure that it's flat. And that's our first one. So we're going to get these other 2 and then we're going to try one of these bigger ones. Okay, so now I'm going to pull the 2 pan controls here that are busted off. You can see they're a completely different part. In fact, they're a different part from what you see over here. So again, I marked them so I don't have to keep looking at them. In fact, I keep losing stuff, so I just use a little post-it to kind of point it out. Many potentiometers later, I've got everything soldered in. The other thing I would say is probably should be done is just kind of look along here. These parts that have, pressure applied to them, make sure there's no cracks in that solder. I'm going to clean this up and grease it up too, but other than that, assembly is just kind of reversing the process and nothing special about it. I would also recommend having a pretty small soldering iron. Some of these connections are pretty small, and it's also very useful to have a magnifying glass to check your work because those are all pretty hard to see. Anyways, good luck.